The forest of Moonveil slept deeply that night, every branch resting, every leaf breathing, every creature wrapped in quiet dreams. All except one. High above the silver treetops, a small owl named Luna perched on a crooked branch, her feathers glowing faintly under the moonlight. She wasn't awake because she wanted to be. She was awake because something had called her. And it didn't come from the forest. It came from the dreams. At first, it was only a murmur, like wind passing through a half-forgotten song. Then it sharpened. A whisper, soft but unmistakable, drifted straight into Luna's ears. "Luna, find me before dawn." She froze. Owls were good at hearing things, every rustle, every heartbeat, every snowflake folding in the air. But no owl had ever heard what sleeping dreams sounded like. Her golden eyes widened as the whispers multiplied. From the burrow of the rabbits. From the den of the foxes. From the nests, the hollows, the hidden corners where the forest slept. Dreams were speaking. Calling. Begging. Luna fluttered her wings and closed her eyes, listening deeply. She felt the dreams brush against her feathers like drifting shadows, some warm, some cold, some trembling. One dream stood out, louder than the rest. A voice neither young nor old, neither friend nor stranger. It spoke again. "Before the sun touches the treetops, find me." Luna's heart thumped. Because the whisper didn't sound frightened. It sounded lonely. And it knew her name. She took a breath, spread her wings, and dove into the night, toward the first dream calling for help. Luna glided through the cool night, her wings carving gentle arcs across the moonlit sky. She followed the strange pulse she had heard earlier, the dream pulse, something only she could sense. It pulled her toward the old meadow where the rabbits slept in tangled burrows. As she landed silently on a mossy stone, the whisper came again. Not a word this time. A cry. A dream cry. She leaned closer to the ground, her ear tufts twitching. From beneath the earth came a trembling sound, like the sky breaking inside someone's sleep. Then Luna heard it clearly. "The stars, they're falling, they're falling." The dream belonged to Rill, a young rabbit with ears too long for his head and courage too small for his heart. He lay curled in his burrow, trembling, though his body remained asleep. Luna closed her eyes and listened deeper, so deep the world around her faded. And suddenly, she was inside the dream. Stars crashed down from a dark sky, blazing trails of fire as they drowned the meadow in light. But among the burning stars, Luna heard something worse. Someone was screaming. Not Rill. Not any creature of the forest. A voice far away, trapped behind the falling light. "He's coming." The dream shook violently. The light dimmed. The stars dissolved like ash. And Luna felt herself being pushed out, forced back into her own body, as if the dream didn't want her to see what came next. Rill gasped awake, terrified. But Luna was more shaken than he was. Because in that collapsing dream, just before being thrown out, she heard a final, broken whisper. "Find me, before he does." The night grew heavier as Luna flew deeper into Moonveil Forest, guided by the fading echo of the mysterious whisper. Rill's dream of falling stars still clung to her feathers like cold dust. Someone had screamed inside that dream, but who? And why did they want her to find them? Only one creature in the forest might know more. Soul, the fox. Clever. Sharp. Always alert, even in sleep. If anything strange was happening in Moonveil, Soul would have sensed it. Luna landed quietly near his den, expecting to hear the soft hum of dreams. But instead, she heard nothing. Not silence, but an emptiness so unnatural it made her wings shiver. She crept closer, eyes narrowing. Sol lay curled inside his den, chest rising and falling steadily. Asleep. Peaceful. But the space around him felt hollow, like someone had scooped his dream out and left a quiet void behind. Luna leaned in, listening harder. Still nothing. A dream without sound. A dream without color. A silent dream. That was impossible. Dreams always whispered, sometimes with laughter, sometimes with fear, sometimes with questions. But they never fell completely mute. Luna placed her ear against the air, letting her strange gift reach where sight could not. For a moment, she heard only her own heartbeat. Then, barely a thread of sound, something shifted. A breath. A tremor. A warning. He took it, a faint voice whispered. The Dream Eater took it. The air snapped back to silence. Luna stumbled away from the den, her feathers bristling. A creature that could steal a dream? Erase it completely? That wasn't just dangerous. It meant the whisper calling her was running out of time. Moonveil Forest had always been a place where dreams wandered gently, floating above nests, curling inside dens, drifting like soft fog through branches. But tonight, as Luna flew over the sleeping glades, she felt something she had never felt before. Dreams were hiding. They shrank back from her touch, trembling like frightened fireflies. Even the warm dreams, the ones filled with berries, sunlight, and silly rabbit dances, had curled into tight little knots of fear. Something had walked across them. Something heavy. Something hungry. Luna landed on an ancient stump to steady her breath. She closed her eyes, letting her gift stretch across the forest like invisible wings. At first, she sensed only tremors, shivers of fear, fragments of broken dreams, echoes of unfinished lullabies. Then she heard it. A step. Not in the real forest, but in the dream forest. A dragging, scraping footstep, slow, deliberate, almost curious. Another step followed, crushing the color out of a sleeping squirrel's dream. Then another, flattening a deer's gentle memory of its mother. Every place it stepped, the dream turned gray, then hollow, then gone. Luna's heart tightened. This creature wasn't just stealing dreams. It was erasing them. She listened harder, wings trembling, and the footsteps grew louder. Closer. Almost close enough to feel the cold breath behind them. Then a whisper drifted through the collapsing dreams, a voice she recognized. He's searching for you, Luna. The voice quivered, fragile as dying starlight. Run. A sharp crack of silence followed, as if the voice had been swallowed whole. Luna opened her eyes. The Dream Eater wasn't just moving through dreams. It was hunting. By the time Luna reached the old cedar grove, the moon had dipped low, bruising the sky with pale blue shadows. She was shaken, but not afraid. Fear was something she didn't have time for. The footsteps of the Dream Eater still echoed faintly in her ears, like ripples from a nightmare that refused to fade. She needed answers. And one creature in Moonveil sometimes dreamed of things that hadn't happened yet. Pip, the squirrel. Pip slept curled inside a hollow carved by generations of his family. But his dreams never belonged to just one moment. They slid ahead, glimpsing tiny sparks of what might come. Luna perched near the hollow entrance and listened. Immediately, the dream hit her like a cold wind. She was pulled into the vision, tumbling through drifting leaves until she landed on a silent clearing. The trees stood frozen. The rivers unmoving. The sky dark as soot. And worst of all, there was no moon. Moonveil had lost its only light. Pip, still dreaming, trembled violently. Luna leaned closer as a voice rose from his dream, high, frantic, almost breaking. 3 nights, 3 nights until the moon goes out. The vision brightened suddenly, blinding her. A shadow crossed in front of her, tall, thin, and bending like smoke. The Dream Eater. It turned its head slowly toward Luna, even though it didn't belong inside the vision with her. Then from behind it, a second voice whispered, calmer, older, drenched in sorrow. Only the owl can choose. Luna snapped awake, feathers flaring. Choose? Choose what? The forest rustled uneasily, as if waiting for her decision. And somewhere beyond the trees, the moon seemed dimmer than before. The forest felt thinner that night, like someone had taken a knife and sliced a quiet line through the world. Even the wind seemed unsure of where it was allowed to go. Luna sensed it before she heard it, a dream drifting loose, unanchored, wandering without a sleeper. Impossible. Every dream came from a heartbeat. Every heartbeat belonged to someone. Yet this dream didn't. Luna followed the strange pulse until she reached a clearing lit by pale moonlight. Dew shimmered on the grass, and the air hummed like a half-finished lullaby. Then she heard it. A soft, uneven exhale, like a dream trying to breathe. The dream floated above the ground, a thin mist spiraling in slow circles. Luna drew closer, feathers tingling. The moment her gift touched the mist, her mind was pulled inside. She stood in a place with no sky, no forest, no scent, no sound. Just darkness, soft, warm, and strangely familiar. Something brushed past her, light as a sigh. Then a voice bloomed from the void. I am not lost. I am hiding. Luna's wings tightened. Hiding from what? The darkness trembled around her. Images flickered, broken pieces of dreams stolen from others. A rabbit's falling stars. A fox's stolen silence. Pip's moonless tomorrow. Each fragment swirled into the shape of something large, something ancient, something watching. The voice whispered again, trembling. He is devouring us, one by one, until nothing dreams anymore. A surge of cold rushed through the void. The mist hearts of countless stolen dreams convulsed. Luna, he is searching for you. The dream burst apart, ejecting her into the clearing with a gasp. The mist dissolved. No dream. No owner. No heartbeat. Only a final echo remained in the wind. Run before the third night. The second night arrived without warning, darker, heavier, as if someone had smothered the moon with a trembling hand. Luna felt it instantly, the quiet rhythm of sleep across Moonveil snapped like a broken string. No creature slept. No den breathed softly. No nest murmured with warm, drifting dreams. But still, Luna heard dreams. Dreams that weren't happening. They echoed above her like wandering ghosts, dreams with no sleepers, no breath, no bodies to return to. Each one a fragment stolen from someone who could no longer sleep. She flew to the highest branch of the whispering willow. From there, she could see the whole forest shifting restlessly. Rabbits paced in frantic circles. Deer stared into empty air. Even so the fox, usually unshaken, prowled with a twitching tail. No one could sleep. But the Dream Eater could. The thought froze her feathers. As Luna listened deeper, she heard it, a faint dragging sound inside the dream layer, circling the forest like a predator memorizing every heartbeat. Its presence was heavier tonight, closer, more confident, as if knowing no dreamers remained to resist it. Then Luna heard a voice she hadn't heard since the first night. Luna. Soft. Fading. Frightened. He's almost here. The forest floor shuddered as if the dream world and real world were beginning to overlap. Shadows bent in unnatural directions. Leaves curled upward as if listening. The moon flickered like a candle in a dying church. Luna steadied herself. She had no choice now. The stolen dreams were guiding her, pushing her toward the heart of the forest where no creature dared go. Where the dream eater slept. She spread her wings. Tonight, she would enter the place where dreams went to die. The path to the heart of Moonveil was a place no bird, no fox, no creature had walked for generations. Luna felt it before she saw it, a hollow in the air, a thinning of the world, as if reality had exhaled and forgotten to breathe back in. The trees here leaned away from the center. The ground pulsed like a slow heartbeat. And above it all, dreams drifted like torn feathers, silent, pale, searching for owners who could no longer sleep. Luna perched on a twisted root and listened. Nothing. Then everything. A ripple cut through the air, and the dream layer split open like a curtain blowing in a storm. From inside the tear stepped a figure, soft at the edges, shifting like smoke, but unmistakably shaped. It looked like an owl. Not a monster. Not a beast. An owl, taller than Luna, feathers dark as ink, eyes glowing with stolen dreams. Every step it took left a trail of silence behind, erasing the echoes of the world. Luna's breath caught. You. The creature tilted its head. Its voice was deep, layered, sounding as if 1,000 fading dreams were speaking through it. Do not fear me, little one. You and I are the same, waiting to become one. Luna stepped back, feathers bristling. Why are you eating their dreams? She demanded. The dream eater blinked slowly, almost sorrowfully. Once, I heard dreams as you do. Once, I tried to save them. A pause. A shadow crossed its face. But the forest chose me to carry its fear. One day, it will choose you. The air tightened. Dreams around them pulsed in warning. Luna whispered, I will never become you. The dream eater leaned closer, too close. You already are. And the moon above them flickered again, as if agreeing. The dream eater's words clung to Luna like frost. You already are. She tried to shake them off as she flew from the hollow, but every beat of her wings felt heavier, as if the night itself were hanging from her feathers. The forest below twisted in uneasy shapes, branches bending like reaching hands, shadows flickering as if something unseen crawled beneath them. Luna landed on a high cliff overlooking Moonveil, needing distance, needing air. She closed her eyes to listen to the dream layer, but something was wrong. She wasn't hearing dreams. She was seeing them. Even though she was awake, visions burst across her mind, bright, fractured images that didn't belong to the world in front of her. A fox running but leaving no paw prints. A rabbit calling out in a voice he didn't have. The moon melting like silver wax. Her heart thundered. She was dreaming. While awake. A soft glow formed around her talons, threads of other creatures' dreams weaving under her skin as if trying to anchor themselves inside her. She staggered back, trembling. Then she heard it. Her own voice. Whispering from inside the dream layer. Luna, listen carefully. She stared into the swirling vision, terrified. She had never heard her own dream before, because dreams weren't supposed to speak back. But this one did. He cannot be defeated in his world, the voice said softly, but he can be weakened in yours. Images flashed. The moon. A pool of still water. A shadow with no reflection. Luna gasped. Her dream self spoke the final truth. Find his reflection before the third dawn. Break it, or you will become him. The vision shattered like glass. Luna opened her eyes. And the moon above her had gone completely still. The third dawn crept toward Moonveil like a trembling secret. The sky was pale, bruised, barely holding its shape. Luna flew through the thinning night, her wings slicing the cold air. Her dream self's final warning burned inside her. Find his reflection. Break it. But dreams had no mirrors. And monsters made of silence cast no shadows. Unless Luna dove toward the Stillwater Pool, the oldest mirror in the forest, so ancient even the wind bent respectfully above it. As she landed on a crooked stone, the surface of the pool rippled, not from wind, but from something approaching beneath. The Dream Eater emerged from the tree-line, stepping lightly, its form wavering like a flame about to go out. "You cannot run from what you will become," it murmured. Luna stood firm. "I'm not here to run." She spread her wings, forcing the creature to look toward the water. For a moment, nothing reflected. The pool showed only the weak dawn sky. Then, slowly, the surface quivered. A shape appeared. Dark. Twisted. Not the Dream Eater as it stood now, but what it had once been. An owl. A frightened one. The curse's true face. Luna understood instantly, it wasn't the monster that needed breaking. It was the fear. She struck the water with her wings, shattering the reflection into trembling shards of light. The Dream Eater staggered, its form glitching, unraveling as if someone were peeling shadows away from its bones. "What are you doing?" it gasped. "Returning what you lost." The broken light wrapped around the creature like threads of dawn. Its towering shape shrank, its darkness thinning until a small, trembling owl stood in its place, confused, breathing, alive. The first sunlight touched the pool. And for the first time, the morning whispered Luna's name back. Moonveil Forest slept for the first time in 3 nights. Not the restless, trembling sleep of fear, but a true, gentle slumber. The kind where dreams float softly above the grass like drifting lanterns. The kind where leaves sigh, rivers hum, and every small creature breathes in perfect rhythm with the dawn. And above them all, perched on the highest branch of the whispering willow, was Luna. She watched the horizon glow with the first full sunrise since the darkness began. The colors spread slowly across the sky, gold, rose, pale lavender, painting her feathers with warmth. The forest, at last, felt whole again. Below her, the owl she had freed rested quietly in a hollow nook, still weak, still learning how to sleep without stealing dreams. He blinked up at her sometimes, uncertain, as if asking whether he truly belonged to this new world. Luna always answered with the same soft look. "You deserve a second dawn." As the sun climbed higher, the dreams around her whispered like friends waking from a long illness. She listened to each one, Rill's dream of running through starlit meadows, Pip's dream of climbing a tree taller than courage, Soul's dream, finally audible, of lying in warm sunlight without fear. For the first time, Luna heard no pleading voices. No warnings. No broken visions. Only peace. She closed her eyes, allowing the forest's dreams to brush gently against her wings. And then, in a moment she never expected, she felt herself drifting too. Not into a vision. Not into someone else's fear. But into her own dream, warm, quiet, safe. For the first time since the night the whispers began, Luna finally slept.